I want to tell you the story of Beyond All Bounds, which really is my story. Beyond All Bounds was birthed through my own personal struggle and my own lived experience with mental illness. When I think back, I've ridden some incredible highs in my life. I've chased and enjoyed a passion for music, travel, adventure, love, challenge. But when I look back, I think about how naive I was at the same time. I'd say things like, I'd never be affected by a mental health problem, you know, I'm not that guy, I've got it together, all those kinds of things. But now I have felt, you know, what it's like to feel empty. I know what it's like feeling lonely, disconnected, in pain, and the kinds of things that you experience when you're in a deep depression. At my worst, negative thought patterns basically took me over, and I was pretty self-destructive with my behaviour. And like many blokes, I'm sure, you know, I tried to escape the pain and distract myself with drugs and alcohol, self-medicated. I'd lost a sense of my own identity and a purpose and drive for life. I was now what would you consider the polar opposite of what I once saw myself as, a vibrant, you know, happy, caring bloke. Depression affected my ability to be active, socialise, go out, get out of bed. It nearly robbed me of living a fulfilled life, ultimately. Time has taught me it's really not how hard you fall, but it's how you bounce back that defines who you really are. I realised people didn't need to be ashamed of speaking up about having a mental health problem. Whether it's happening to you or somebody else, it's bloody hard to open up. Many of us have got a fear of being laughed off, judged, you know, being vulnerable and called out for it. For others, it's that we've got some hidden and inherent pain and shame and, you know, self-doubt. It's our long-term health is the only thing that matters. In the end, if you don't let it out yourself, you're probably going to end up like that fizzy drink can that's taken too many drops and knocks. When the pressure's just too much and it has to escape, it's going to be intense and messy. Like many people dealing with mental illness though, man, I was a masterful actor. I wanted to seem like I had it all together, you know. Honestly, I remember being anything but, and in fact, I was actually, you know, screaming out for help, begging for the charade to finally be over. I think it was really hitting my rock bottom that forced me to engage with professional services because I didn't have a choice. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones, and you know, I look back at it now and you know, I'm just really grateful for who I had around me. But I guess it's like that for a lot of us, right? We're all conditioned out in the community to think about getting on with it and pulling our socks up, and it's the norm, and it's the culture we live in, you know? But it doesn't have to be. So I sit here today in front of you, mentally healthy with a humble perspective, you know? I feel more robust than I ever have, and mentally, and I feel like I've got a renewed sense of purpose in my life. So Beyond All Bounds was all about creating, you know, a platform for me and others to take action. And as the name suggests, it's to prove to ourselves and others that our true potential doesn't have any boundaries. Whether that's our humility, our kindness, our, you know, empathy and compassion, or even our desire to help others. I watch my course participants leave the training rooms now, and they're smiling and they've got refreshed attitudes towards help giving and providing assistance to those who are struggling. So I'm confident and proud because I know that they're heading out into the world and they're ready to look at situations through a more empathetic lens. You know, I realize that they're going to be making an immediate impact, and they'll be reducing the stigma of mental illness that surrounds these issues while they do it. So that's how I know I'm in the right space, and I know I'm where I need to be now. So I always say to people, what are you waiting for? Empower yourself with the skills that could potentially save a life.